Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my second graders. Hopefully that you are doing great. Today's lesson, open your book, grammar book, Unit 9, lesson 9 and 10. Lesson 9 and 10. You'll find them on page 315, 316, and 317, 318. The title of lesson 9, quotation marks. Quotation marks. This mark is called quotation marks. Okay, so this mark is called quotation mark. Also, listen, 10 more about quotation mark. It's also about quotation marks. So let's go to lesson 9, page 315. Okay, lesson 9. When you write, show what someone says. If someone says or asked or answered his speech, I use it between quotation marks. So I'll put quotation marks, okay? I'll put quotation marks. This sign, it's called, or this mark, it's called quotation marks. I'll put it at the beginning and at the end of the speaker's exact words. Like, let's listen and see that example. Rosa said, she said something. So her speech, what she says or what she said, we will put it between quotation marks. Okay, so Rosa said, I know a joke. John asked, so Joan asked what? So she said something. What is the joke about? So also I use quotation marks to make or to identify here specific and exact words. Okay, now let's move to try it out and speak up. The first one, Rosa said. She said what? I like joke books. So here use quotation marks where I should put it. You have to know the exact words of the speaker. Yes, he said what? What is his exact words? I like joke books. So I'll put quotation marks. I'll start from I like till books. Okay, this is the exact words of Rosa. Joan asked, where can I get one? So what's the words or the exact words of Joan? Good. Where can I get one? So I'll put quotation marks at the beginning of her speech from where here till that question mark, the end of her speech. Okay, and so on. So you have to use quotation marks, this sign, to show the exact words of the speaker. I'll put it at the beginning and at the end of the speaker's exact words. Okay, now let's move to, you can practice this also at page 316. Let's move to more about quotation marks. We will use the same rule of the previous lesson, okay? But you have to know 3 more things about this, which is number 1, after someone says, said, asked, answered, and so on, I'll use a comma. So I'll put a comma after words such as said or asked. So after said, I'll put a comma. After asked, I'll put a comma. Also, number 2, you have to start the sentence or the words between the quotation mark. You start the first one with capital letter. I start the first word with capital letter. Which one? Which word? the first one inside the quotation marks. Okay. Point 3, put the end mark. End mark here means you can, if it's a question, I'll put a question mark. If it is a statement or a sentence, I'll put a period. If it's exclamation, I'll put a exclamation mark. Okay. So like that one, who, she, said. So can you notice here what I put after said? Good, comma. So this is number 1. Number 2, inside the quotation, I started the sentence with good, capital letter, and I ended it with the end mark. End mark here, this is a sentence. My cat is lost. So this is a statement. I end the statement with period. Okay. Now let's move to speak up or answer these questions. Number 1, Lou said. He said what? Lou said what? Mine can change colors. Here you have to write it correctly. Number 1, after said or asked, I have to put a comma. Good. Also inside the quotation marks, the words inside the quotation marks, it must start with capital letter and it should be ended with the end mark. Okay. Number 2, Ruby asked. She asked something. So after asked, I'll put a good comma. Also inside the sentence, inside the quotation marks, I started the sentence with yes, good, capital letter. Also, this is a question, so it will be the end mark here, it will be question mark. Okay, so hopefully that you understand today's lesson, which is quotation marks. We said quotation marks, this mark. I use it to show the exact words of the speaker. Okay, I have to put comma before it. The sentence inside it or the question must start with capital, and you have to put the end mark if it is a question, question mark, if it is exclamation, exclamation mark, or if it is a sentence or a statement, period. Okay, thanks for watching.